Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. The episode begins immediately after Yi and Subin's unexpected kiss. Both of them are left feeling awkward and unsure how to act around each other. Rather than enjoying the moment, they're overwhelmed by embarrassment and unresolved emotions. Before either of them can properly discuss what happened, the story shifts its attention elsewhere. We then follow Hana as she attends a high-value donor club members' day event alongside her controlling mother. Although everyone around them treats the occasion like an important social gathering, Hana's mind is elsewhere. She secretly searches the internet for Eugene's name, hoping to learn more about him. However, she discovers almost nothing, making him seem even more mysterious. Curious about another issue weighing heavily on her mind, Hana questions her mother about a contract that appears to be affecting her future. Unfortunately, her mother immediately shuts the conversation down. Instead of answering honestly, she orders Hana to stop asking questions and focus on meeting director Kim during the event. Hana attempts to stand up for herself and explain that she's tired of constantly being forced into decisions she never agreed with. But once again, her mother refuses to listen. This interaction reinforces just how controlling her mother has always been, showing that Hana continues to live according to someone else's expectations rather than her own. Meanwhile, another relationship quietly begins moving forward. Sarang receives a phone call from Enuk, who invites her out for a drink. The two spend a peaceful evening together, opening up about their lives and enjoying each other's company. Although their scenes are relatively brief, they provide a refreshing break from the heavier emotional storylines elsewhere in the episode. Hana's personal struggles continue to worsen. After reading numerous harsh online comments attacking both her acting ability and personal life, her confidence begins to crumble. Feeling emotionally exhausted, she decides to visit the restaurant where Eugene works. Unfortunately, things only become more painful. While sitting inside the restaurant, Hana overhears a group of customers openly criticizing her. They mock her acting career, make cruel assumptions about her personal life, and even joke that nobody would want to date her. Eugene overhears every word as well. Watching Hana silently endure the insults without defending herself frustrates him. Before the situation can escalate any further, Hana quietly leaves the restaurant, unable to hide how hurt she feels. Eugene immediately makes a surprising decision. Rather than continuing his shift, he quits his job on the spot and rushes after her. Outside, he catches up with Hana and asks why she never stood up for herself. He cannot understand why she simply accepted the humiliation instead of confronting the people insulting her. Although his words sound harsh, they're motivated by concern rather than anger. Realizing that Hana is emotionally overwhelmed, Eugene changes his approach. Instead of continuing the conversation, he suggests they go for a motorcycle ride together. As Hana rides behind him, the stress she's been carrying finally becomes too much. The wind, the silence, and the feeling of escaping everything around her allow her emotions to spill over, and she quietly cries during the ride. It's one of the most emotional moments of the episode. Afterwards, the pair sit together and begin having an honest conversation. Hana admits that she'd been searching for Eugene online because she wanted to know more about him. Eugene then opens up about his own life for the very first time. He reveals that he's spent the last 10 years chasing his dream of becoming an actor, but despite all of his hard work, he still hasn't achieved the success he'd hoped for. Years earlier, his father told him to come back home after 10 years if he still hadn't made it. Now that deadline has arrived, yet Eugene still has nothing to show for all his efforts. Instead of judging him or pitying him, Hana offers genuine encouragement. For perhaps the first time in a long while, Eugene feels completely understood. Seeing his honesty encourages Hana to share her own painful past. She explains that she's been appearing on television since childhood, but none of it was ever her own choice. Everything was decided by her mother. Whenever Hana struggled emotionally or wanted to stop working, her mother ignored her feelings and pushed her back in front of the cameras. Hana compares her own life to the Truman Show, explaining that although everything appeared perfect on the outside, her entire life had been controlled by someone else behind the scenes. She never truly had the freedom to choose the life she wanted. Eugene listens carefully, without interrupting. Rather than trying to solve her problems, he simply allows her to be honest. It's this mutual understanding that makes their relationship feel increasingly natural. Without dramatic declarations or forced romance, the two slowly become each other's emotional support. Their scenes together have a warmth that's noticeably different from the main couple's storyline. The episode then shifts back to Yi and Subin. While their relationship continues moving forward, new revelations about the past complicate everything. We finally learn more about Subin's childhood and the trauma he endured because of his abusive father. His father's relentless emotional abuse placed enormous pressure on him throughout his youth. Eventually, that pressure became so overwhelming that Subin abandoned both his medical ambitions and the future he'd planned with Yi. For years, Yi believed Subin simply chose to leave. Now it's revealed that the truth was far more painful. Subin wasn't walking away because he wanted to. He was trapped by circumstances beyond his control and felt he had no choice. Although this revelation explains many of his past decisions, it doesn't instantly repair the damage between them. Too many misunderstandings and years of emotional distance still stand in the way. Their reunion remains complicated, with both characters carrying guilt, regret, and lingering emotional scars. As the episode approaches its conclusion, both couples stand at very different stages of their journeys. Eugene and Hana continue growing closer through honest conversations and emotional vulnerability. Meanwhile, Yi and Subin uncover another painful piece of their shared history. But rather than bringing immediate healing, the truth creates even more complicated emotions. Episode 5 mainly focuses on revealing why Subin abandoned both medicine and Yi years ago. His father's years of emotional abuse eventually pushed him to give up the future he'd dreamed about, explaining why he disappeared from Yi's life despite still caring deeply for him. At the same time, Hana and Eugene's relationship reaches an important turning point. By honestly sharing their insecurities, failures, and painful childhood experiences, they develop a much deeper emotional connection than before. Their growing trust and natural chemistry continue, making them one of the most engaging relationships in the drama. Although Yi and Subin are slowly uncovering the truth behind their past, the many misunderstandings between them suggest reconciliation won't come easily. With long-buried secrets finally beginning to surface and both romances moving in completely different directions, Episode 5 sets up even bigger emotional conflicts for the episodes ahead.